If we can get away from that term.
Let's just identify some of the people that we've got here. Now, Madam, you're in leather, and Madam here has got lots of dragons on. Tell me about your gang or tribe.
Well, we're in the same gang, but we just like rock and roll. We like drinking, having a laugh. It's just fun.
And you wear this sort of uniform?
We don't go out bashing people up, anybody. We just want to go out and have a laugh and wear our leather, and that's what we like.
What are you called?
The Dragons.
It sounds quite warlike, but you're not.
No, as she said, we go around to rock and roll. We've got our own club. It's called DDC. It means either Dragons Drinking Club or the Dirty Doris's Club. So we just go out and have a good drink. We leave the men at home, we leave the animals at home, and the kids at home, and that is us.
So you sound quite mean and quite hostile, and you might frighten people if they...
We don't sound mean or hostile.
No.
We're just out to have a good time and a drink. We don't sound mean and hostile.
All right, well, let me meet another group here. Now, here we have some people who, for many years, had a reputation for being quite ferocious, perhaps. The Rockers. You're a rocker, madam.
Yes, I am.
And as I understand it, you're Mitch, and you've got a baby rocker. Can we have a little look? We've got a picture of your... Now, he's adorable. So yes. He's part of the same gang as you are?
Well, sort of, yes. In the future, he will be on the back of my bike, so I thought he should have his own jacket and little quiff.
Now, people might be quite frightened of you and think, well, with all that leather and with those terrific motorbikes, that you must be quite ferocious.
Not at all. I'm a mother. I'm quite soft, really. We just like fast bikes. We like black leather and rock and roll, like the lady over there.
But why? Why do you like this?
Why do I like this? Well, I wear leather because if I fall off my bike, if I'm wearing a pair of leather jeans and a leather jacket, I'm not going to hurt myself.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
It's true.
I think there's something about... I mean, look at these leathery legs of yours and these leathery boots and all that. Now, and all the studs. You're not telling me that this is a safety device?
Yeah, it is. That's how it started. They're utilitarian clothing. That's what they are. They're to keep you safe and doesn't show up the dirt, hard wearing. That's what they're for.
Well, you do a very good publicity job for them. I mean, you could sell a few leathers that way. But surely you would admit that this is also a uniform of a particular kind of gang, isn't it?
I think it was. I think nowadays wearing a leather jacket is meaningless. I think 30 years ago it was threatening and it showed that you were being different. But nowadays everybody wears leather jackets. It's not threatening. It's part of mainstream fashion. Everybody does it. So
the people who think that the Rockers are a violent gang are out of date, perhaps. We've got some Teds here. I remember Teddy boys. These are Teddy men, are they?
That's right, yeah.
Now, Teds used to be quite violent.
Well, they used to be, but today I run a club called the Edwardian Drape Society, and it's basically for teddy boys who still like the early 1950s style of clothing, and we don't get no trouble down there. Everyone knows everybody, and we all go there just for the music.
Well, maybe you're a bit grown up, or past it, if you'll pardon the phrase, for the violence of the old teddy boy gangs. Is that right?
No, I think...
You grow out of it?
When we were all young, everyone tends to see it, and you all grow up in that sort of vein. But it doesn't mean to say that because you see violence that you're going to take part in it.
And you don't mind the fact that wearing the uniform makes everybody jump to the conclusion that maybe you are violent. We've got another set of gangs here. We've got some Ragga girls. Could a Ragga girl stand up for me? What's a Ragga girl?
I can't really define it because for different people it means different things. For me, Ragga is part of black identity, part of black culture. I believe that black British people are forced to assimilate, meaning they take on the majority culture.
Now, this isn't going down very well. Are you a Ragga girl too?
No, I'm not Ragga and I'm not jungle as it is, but I like both sort of musics, but you do have them certain Ragga girls who, when you're walking down the street, you feel intimidated to look in their faces because you think, if I look at them, then...
Are you rival gangs?
No.
What are you? So what are you? You're...
No, I'm not Ragga and I'm not jungle. I prefer my Ragga than jungle.
What's this jungle? Is there a jungle person?
I only called them Ragga girls because you called her Ragga girls, but I wouldn't say they're Ragga girls. Like, she just dresses in the Ragga style. So
and what about the lady behind you?
She dresses in the straight jeans, the jumpers, the jungle style. So you could say she's a jungle girl, but that doesn't mean to say just because she dresses like that. She is one.
No, I want Peter Marsh to sort me out. Now, these are young people who clearly see a difference, but don't want. Are they tribes? What are they?
Well, I mean, you could talk of tribes if you want to draw analogies with sort of traditional societies. And I'd see groups like women's institutes as being tribes. So, I mean, it doesn't apply to any particular group. But as you can see, you're having some resistance to having this label of gang pinned on people. And I think that resistance is quite right.
Is it because gangs got a bad terminology? People think gangs,
but, I mean,
yes.
Can we just say that everyone seems to be putting blame on young people for being in gangs and with violence, but some of the most violent gangs that exist have got adults in them. You only have to look at the mafia. If you go to LA and see the street gangs out there, the people that are actually leading the young people into trouble are older people. And you're finding that in places like LA, even in New Zealand, which has got the biggest gang problem in the world, it's to do with drugs. And they're recruiting young people to do it. That's why you're seeing guns and that like that. And until money is put into the system for young people so they don't have to go out and rob and be manipulated, the problem's just going to get worse.
So what we seem to be saying is, are we actually saying that the gangs that are doing the damage are not young people, but are actually either criminals who are hiding behind the camouflage of a gang, or older people?
Well, we're not saying that there aren't some young people who cause problems. There always will be. But, you know, peer pressure is something that counts. And it's a known fact that sometimes children are under the age of being prosecuted, so the elders get them to do it. Or they're influenced by it, you know. Honestly, I went to LA, and it's a real frightening place. When you go to East LA, we got lost there and were told that if we didn't get out, we were going to be killed. And you see gangs in East LA where they go into another area, they spray a name up on the wall, that's the person they're going to kill. One of the initiations is drive-by shootings when they're required to kill someone. How long is it going to be before that happens in this country?
Well, you tell me, how long is it going to happen in this country, this sort of violence? Yes, let me come to you.
I think one of the problems in this country is you get loads of young people like, I quote, Ragga girls, junglist people out on the street. They've got nothing to do, they've got no money, and then you get so-called mature people saying, oh, look, we're going to give you this youth club, and that isn't what they want. Nobody actually sits down to listen to these young people. Basically, adults do not listen to children enough and give them what they want.
So you're saying...
What happens to them is they end up on the street having nothing to do, and then you get what this man says, you get drug dealers drumming them up to sell drugs and whatever.
So if instead of being scared of gangs, if adults listen to young people in groups and said...
Adults need to listen to children a lot more and find out what they want. They don't want to go to youth clubs to do paintings and watch crappy videos and, you know, they don't... You have to ask children what they want, not, oh, right, we're going to open this youth club and this is what you want. You have to talk to children and find out what they want, because most of the youth clubs I know, I mean, on my road alone, nobody goes to it. It's open every night, but it's always empty because it's crap and it's boring, basically.
Has anybody ever asked you to run it?
No. No, they haven't.
And if they did, would you say yes?
I would get involved, actually, because I know my cousin, she's 17. I mean, if she goes to that club, they're playing top 10 music, Madonna. She hates that, and so do all her friends. But, like, you know, she'll go there, look, I want to watch this video or listen to this music. Oh, no, we can't have that in here. This isn't us. You know, I mean...
Well, let me just ask the young people here. I mean, why should adults who pay taxes, who work very hard, why should they pour this sort of resource into young people? What's in it for me?
Because if you don't want us on the street and you don't want us causing trouble, you don't want your car broken into, you don't want your house burgled tomorrow, and then you don't want to be dialing 999 all the time saying there's someone on my doorstep, please can you get rid of them? And the police don't want to waste their resources, then put the resources into something that will get us off the street.
Yes. What they're asking for is to be bribed. That's what it is. It's out and out bribery.
Is that bribery, Frankie? Is that what they're asking for? Do you think that's bribery?
Excuse me. It's most interesting, this, you know, but to cater for people just like that, it's such an easy answer. If you want to be helped, are you prepared to help yourselves as well? No, you can't.
When we were kids, we didn't need all raves. We used to have to sort our own things out. We had our parents who couldn't afford this. We never needed all this.
Are you asking? You're asking for too much, are you? You're asking for too much.
No, we're not asking for too. No, we're not. Because all right then, if tomorrow. No. You're being ignorant. You're being ignorant.
Hold on.
You've missed the point.
Hold on, madam.
Look, what you're saying is that we shouldn't have youth clubs. So what you're saying is you want us on the streets, and then when kids are on the street, what do? They find themselves bored. Now, if they're in a youth club where there's member of staffs and things who are supervising what they're doing, asking them what do they want to do instead of telling them what to do, then you'll have...
Right, well, what... So what have you got against that?
What I'm saying is, that girl just said that if we don't get what we want, then we're going to go and rob someone's house. That's what she just said.
We didn't do this when we were kids. Not at all.
We made our own enjoyment.
That's right.
Right, do you hear? Mr. Boyle.
I think as we as adults have a responsibility for our young people. If you take my age now, I was helped when I was a youngster in Liverpool to become into a young man and a citizen, and I think my job as working for clubs for young people is to help as many young people as I can.
So you don't think that's a bribe or a threat? Right. Hang up, please.
Yeah, please, let me say. The young people of society are your future. You're to invest in them.
Frankie.
I think I'm very pleased.
Hold.
I'm very pleased that young man said what he said, which is absolutely true. We owe it to the young people. We owe it to them, because if we don't look to them, we have a very violent and very problematical future, no doubt about that. But people who are responsible for young people acting now, not giving it that, but actually doing it, they're the people we're looking for, who are prepared to come and help in youth clubs, help organise the things you want.
Okay,
Without
well,
those people...
Wait a minute, Frankie, let me ask this lady. You've been very sure that you don't like these kids, what they're saying. Would you be prepared to work in a club?
Yes, I would, because as far as I'm concerned, I used to go to a youth club. No. We had our tea and our coffee and our tennis and everything else. We done our own thing, we all mixed together, and that was it.
I think the important question to ask is, how do the adults replace the so-called glamour and excitement of breaking the law, of getting in trouble with the police, maybe getting violent? I think we've had some ideas from the young people tonight. We've had some very good ideas from the adults here. It's surely not enough simply to accuse all young people of being criminals. Thank you all very much for joining us.
Accusing us of neglecting them, and it's not right.
Clearly, this debate can go on all night. Thank you very much for joining us at home. Till the next time, goodbye.